Welcome everybody to Aces Plays brand new channel. We're going to be playing Football Manager 2016. I've got the game already loaded. I'm going to go into a brand new career. We're going to be playing as Arsenal. I really want to make sure that this version or this save that we're going to be doing is very stay true to the Arsenal kind of. We're not going to be doing dramatic changes. We're going to be bringing in players we believe that the tradition would kind of entitle. Obviously, Arsene Wenger is going to become our sporting director. I do have some mods installed, so to speak, editor type information. I've just got the pro database on, and we're just going to kind of go with that one. So you'll see all that. Again, you can download all that stuff right off of Football Manager. I don't even know. FM Scout and a couple of those other websites and stuff like that. I like to keep the really main leagues or nations highlighted. I know it slows my game down slightly, but it's usually not too bad. Usually because it gives me just again more players to get out there. We'll keep all that playable. I will increase this to large, and we're going to try to have a little bit of a better start. So let's go into the 15-16 preseason here, I guess. Preseason. Yeah, so July, what was that, July 1st? Yeah, perfect. All right, so large database. We're going to start the game here. All right. So again, creating database. So again, my focus again here is not to go out and sell everybody, bring in all new players. I've seen a few, saves on YouTube. That are similar to that, where literally they dramatically change the team. I don't think that's really required. I think Arsenal has always really needed just a few tweaks here and there. Specifically, where do I want to tweak? I want to have probably a stronger midfielder. Coquelin, I have not played 2016, FM 2016 with Francis Coquelin yet, so I don't know if he's beastly. I know he was pretty good in FM 15. But near, couple years in, like I got into about 2020, and by that point, or even 2016, 2017 in Football Manager 15, Coquelin just, he didn't cut it out. So I've really been liking some of the rumors right now in January here, where they've been looking at Adrian Rabiot from PSG. He's a great midfielder. I'm thinking, maybe bringing him in. I don't think we need too much work on the wings. I do actually really enjoy Oxlade-Chamberlain playing on the right, Wolcott substituting in and out for striker position. And for some reason, I think because maybe I'm recording here, this is actually taking significantly longer than it was earlier when I was testing this out. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully the game is not ridiculous once we actually get into it. But yeah, anyways, back to the kind of the team. The other position I think needs to be worked on is we need to bring in a manager, or not a manager, that's what I'm doing right now. We need to bring in a defender of some kind. Personally, I think a center mid. Koscielny actually is, maybe not actually. I'll play Chambers probably in center mid. So here we are again. Here's my manager. I'm Canadian. So it's great. I'm really more. I focus more so on the other side. So I'm just going to use this profile. No reason to create another one. And again, we're going to select Arsenal. So again, I focus more on the tactical side of things. That's why I went with the nice, great trench coat in that sense, right? So we're an international footballer at 38 years old. I should be 39, which makes no sense, but either way, it said I was 38. I'm going to put a little bit into tactical. And then focus more so on the technical and that kind of stuff. So I'll focus a lot more there. Leave the working with youngsters, so to speak, up to the some of the more of the coaching staff and that kind of thing. So I like the way that looks. So we're going to continue here. Let's just click start playing. We got to save this. All right, let's save it as Arsenal playthrough. Yes, here we go. All right, perfect. So again, we're going to get into this. Now, for anyone that hasn't played Football Manager 2016 yet, obviously it's a brand new version. It's very similar to 2015 and the other years. The interface has changed slightly, but not overly. I'm not using any skins or anything of the nature at the moment, but maybe consider that in a second. One of the things that is not installed yet is it's downloading right at the moment, is the face pack. So in the next video, most likely there'll actually be faces to the players. Everybody in the leagues, we're downloading, I believe, the DF11 face pack. So it's like 7 gigs or something of that nature. It's a pretty big face pack download. So usually want to do it overnight or something of that nature. But again, so let's go through some of this stuff. So congratulations, we've become manager. That's obviously really great. We got a personal message. We will attend that meeting. It's great to be here. Sounds like a great idea. What am I agreeing to? Fans really appreciate it when you point to manager, take the time to acknowledge the club. Can you send me a background? You know what? I know a lot about Arsenal, but again, maybe not everyone does, so why don't I just click that? All right, we mentioned that you joined the club. Chance to let Arsenal be part of the new regime. You know what? I, I I don't mind him being in the position. I think we can definitely use him for a year or two, and then maybe give him a retirement. I mean, he's 64, 65, I think. So having him around must be a positive, massive boost to everybody. We're going to try to play possession football. We're going to play attacking football, and we are going to develop players using our youth system. That is 100% what I agree upon. I believe that is an Arsenal philosophy. That's not something that I want to change. Again, I'm kind of a gooner straight out and in. So I don't feel that any meeting is required. I'm happy to be judged on those philosophies. I think it's good that I'll talk to the journalists. Not a problem. And I will. I'll meet with Steve Bold. All right, he's my assistant manager. Firstly, we're going to talk about team policies. You want me to arrange inter-friendly squad for tomorrow? Yeah, no, it's not really required. Okay, I won't schedule it. Have a report. Yeah, I don't mind reports every so often. So, it's always good to kind of know about the team. Would you like me to arrange a meeting with your staff? I think that's a good idea as well. How often do you like to receive them? I'm going to go with monthly. I'm going to go with monthly. Would you like me to help you setting these tasks? Yes, but I am not going to do it through this. So I guess I'll just click this. I was like, don't filter any. Can you assist with friendlies? If you could arrange the friendlies, that'd be great for me. I'll take control of them myself, though. I think is the way we want to go. We want to set him to set up I think it'd be a good experience for him to set up our opposition tactics. I usually change them anyways, but it usually gives me a good solid base. I don't have to go and change everything. I can just change 1 or 2 players, but it's a good little start usually. I think after that, I'm going to handle pretty much everything else, and we can change that at any point. So let's just click thank you, and we'll click exit. Let's get into this. Let's make a board request, and let's upgrade our staff, networking, finance, personal. I don't know. Do we want to make a request? Let's upgrade our youth facilities. We'd like to upgrade the users and enable young players to reach their potential and challenge for a first team, or to developing top quality players from within. Let's click this one because I know they're going to accept it. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Let's leave that. No, whatever. So, transfer update. We got a couple players out on loan. Not a problem. I wonder if we can withdraw some of these players, but hey, either way. Welbeck, he's out 7 to 8 months. Well, that's a good start. And 6 to 7 months for Jack Wilshere. That must be those injuries must already be in the system. So that must have just been a part of the database update that I added into the game. Well, that sucks. Let's change the subscriptions because we don't want all this stuff coming at me. So I don't care about any of those leagues. We'll keep those cups. We'll keep the nation. I guess we'll keep that stuff. That's fine. Oop, got to confirm that. Perfect. So Arsenal background, if you have not known, yes, we've won the division 13 times. We've also won a European Cup. This was obviously a very long time ago and is not a UEFA Champions League. This is a European Cup back then and a Euro Cup and all those types of things. We've got the 12 FAs. That is going to be something that I really do want to try to get again. Capital One Cup, meh. don't really care, and Community Shield we're not going to be a part of for the next couple of years anyway, so it's not really a big deal. We do have a great facility, but it can be upgraded further. Youth facility, that is, and our training facilities are almost state-of-the-art, but can be upgraded soon. Well-established youth recruitment, that's something we need to change eventually, and we'll get to that, but either way. Our best player is Alexis Sanchez. Perfect. Well, that's good to know. I didn't need Steve Bold to tell me that, but hey, who knew that? Staff. Let's do this quickly. Penalty taker, Cazorla, Tata, Shuru. Hilarious. Best formation. I'm going to dismiss that. And would like to make it aware that we have a couple youth. All right, well, that's good to know. I'll just dismiss that, and we'll move on to the next. Scouting. Daryl Yanmat. No, I will not be picking him up. Thiago Motta. Potential. But that's not even Thiago Motta. That's someone else. 18-year-old from Santos. Okay, well, he might be actually someone to keep an eye on. He's actually got some really good stats. He's 18. Thiago Maia. It's on the short list. That's who knew? Who knew I was going to get that right away? Let's get back into staff, though, and score responsibilities. So, who do we want to hire the director of football? We do, obviously. We want to hire them. We want to hire him. We want to hire. We're good with that. Finds and makes offers for first-team players. Yes, finds and makes offers for young players of the future. Can we select Arsene Wenger? Perfect. Director of football, amazing. Hopefully Wenger can find us some good players. Handles new signings for first team. Obviously, won't do that. Handles contract negotiations for the youth. I think I'm actually going to handle that. Only because I don't want shitty youth players coming through the system. So I will do that. Finalizes first team. Actually, you know what? I guess I can do it this way, anyways. I'm going to put Arsene Wenger in charge of that as well. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. What I want. In the comments section, why don't you tell me whether I should use Arsene Wenger as the person finding the youth or Andres Jokern, or Jonker, because I think both of them are good. Both of them are pretty good at what they do. He's awful, actually, at judging potential. So, you know what? That was a bad thing. I can't believe I just said that. Whoop, wrong player. Where's Wenger at? Where's Wenger? Where is he? There he is. All right. Yeah, much better. Working with youngsters. Yeah. He'll find significantly better people. All right, let's go back. Let's kick with Arsene Wenger. Handles, finalizes incoming offers. We'll handle all of that. My bad. Offers youth players. You've listed chance to find clubs. I will agree with that. Decides which players' contracts to extend in negotiations. Isn't that what I was doing up here? Handles the signing of contracts. Oh, that's different. Finalizes. Okay, sorry. We will let Jonker do that. Sets the scouting. I'm actually going to set that to the chief scout. He'll set the scouting reports. I usually create my own anyways, but either way, and we'll get updated there. Runs our general training, yes. Runs the youth training. We will allow our under-18s manager to do that. Sets individual training for seniors. I'm going to also do the youth players individual. Runs training for first team. Runs training for the second. Reserves and the unders were good there. Brings youth players to the club and informs you of their development. Again, I think that is Arsene Weger's job. Let's go. First team. I think I already set this stuff. What do we got? We've got me handling the talks, him handling the opposition. I'll handle the press. I'll handle the tunnel. Manages the friendlies. Players search advice. Good. Coach advice. Perfect. They are going to play with mine. That's cool. They'll play with mine. And I think we want to do it like this. When you scout a player, watch him for Yeah, I'll just click that. All right. The player's lien fee should be set to the value of 50%. We'll just start there. At least it's always at there. Percentage of monthly wage. We're not going to worry about that. Make sure that's always. I guess we'll leave it like that. Okay. Remind you. Yeah, monthly. Pick a staff member you'd like to get advice from. So tactical, I think, would be a good person to get advice from Wenger. Training would be a good person to get advice from Steve Bold. Player recruitment, let's go from Wenger. Squad management, let's go from Steve Bold, my assistant. Man management, let's go from Steve Bold. Actually, let's go from Arsene. And youth development, let's go from obviously our head of youth development. Perfect. All right, good. Hey, we're done there. All right, let's quickly go over the team. We've got Cech and Ospina as our two goalies. Ospina will probably eventually be sold once Szczesny comes back, maybe after a season or so. Not right away. Debussy will probably be let go in real life, only because Hector Bellerin is far better, in my opinion, and eventually Jenkinson will come back, and we'll keep him as well. So Debussy, you'll be on the hot seat, so to speak, for 1 year. This will be the 2015-2016 season. Most likely after this season, or potentially in January, you will be sold. I'm sorry, buddy. You no longer are part of our team. Our center backs, I will play Callum Chambers as a center back, as well as Lauren Koscielny, Mertesacker, and Gabriel Paulista. They are a pretty decent team. Chambers can become very, very good. He has some really good statistics ultimately at the start. Why don't I go down to reports, and you can kind of see some of the stars. So again, we'll probably be doing that. We have Nacho Monreal and Gibbs fighting for the left back spot. This is a toss-up really at the moment. I believe Nacho is probably the better player today, but can Gibbs become better? That's a tough one. What do you guys think in the comments below? Why don't you guys tell me? We've got Arteta, Flamini, Coquelin, Ramsey, Wolcott, Campbell, Crizzola, Wilshire is out, unfortunately. So again, pretty decent, but again, just needs that one extra little thing. Serge Gnabry, amazing. He's going to be a big part of our team, but unfortunately not this season. So he'll probably actually go out on that loan. I don't know why Isaac Hayden is here. Let's throw him actually into the under-21 squad, because he doesn't really deserve to be in the up front. I'm not sure why he's there, but hey, we'll get to that eventually. Oxlade, as I said, Jack Wilshere and Welbeck are both injured severely. That's unfortunate. Ozil playing in the center striker, the center attacking midfielder role. I will play him actually as a shadow striker. I'll show you how good he can be there. And of course, Alexis Sanchez coming off the left wing, and Giroud up front, switching between him and Wolcott, because obviously Danny Welbeck, you are not that good. Or not that he's not good, I apologize, that he is hurt for, I think it's like 7 months. 7 to 8 months. That's like the whole season. 8 months would be, what is that, February? No, it'd be a little more than that. Oh my God, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, he's pretty much out the whole season. So, same with Jack Wilshere, actually. So, yeah, that's why I'm probably going to have to sign someone. I'm not going to get into this stuff at the moment. Let's not worry about that. But let's go to our formation. All right, well, welcome back. I've gone ahead and created all my tactics off screen so that I didn't have to show you everything. I'm just going to go through it kind of quickly, so to speak, at the moment. That's backwards. Why is that? Anyways, so we're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. This is going to be our normal one, a 4-2-3-1 wide. Then we have a 4-4-1, 4-4-1-1, which is a defensive one, and a attacking 4-4-1-1. So again, this can be our main formation with Cech at the back, Hector Bellerin starting, Mertesacker and Koscielny starting, and again going with Nacho Monreal at wing back on the left. You'll notice that both of them are wing backs, so I do want them to get further forward. I'm going to click on each of their kind of positions and tell you a little bit more. And for some reason, this is all messed up. This is not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to look like that for some reason. But either way, it must be because I made different formations, so I'll have to probably change those over. But once we got this going, again, we're going to be playing with a ball-winning midfielder. That's Coquelin sitting in there. Pretty much if Arteta or Flamini plays on this right side, they will also be in a ball-winning midfield. If Ramsey moves over there, he becomes a box-to-box midfield. When Jack Wilshere comes back, he is a roaming playmaker. Again, I'll get through those kind of things. I just find that these kind of defined positions more so than just staying with this, the generic central midfielder allows me to have a little bit more freedom of control. I do believe Oxlade-Chamberlain is an amazing winger in support, so he's going to be that. If Wolcott ends up playing on the wing here, he will be an attacking winger, though. I do play Mesut Ozil as a shadow striker. I know that's something that I've always said as I was talking about the team there before, but ultimately, just getting him in the box, getting him into the area where he can score goals, and I know it's not his natural right now. We might have to train it, or he'll become more adapted to it as we go. But it's a really good position for him to really be able to do that. Raumdauter, I don't know how to pronounce this. I apologize. I don't speak German, I suppose. But the Space Invader, I guess, is what Alexis Sanchez, I believe, is really good at. Again, saying inside forward, but just giving a little bit more freedom to run with the ball and again get in there. I've got Theo Walcott right now in the poacher position up front. If we go Giroud, he becomes our target man. So again, we'll just I'll kind of show you that. I've done a little bit for the under 21s, but not too much. So really what we do at this point to do that, just so you guys know, to change these positions, you click player instructions. So you click on the player in the formation, and you click player instructions, and this pulls up the ability to add instructions per person. So the standard for the position is poacher, in which case I've added in move into channels, just get them running. And again, it already comes with these extra couple ones. But if Walcott's going to be playing there, he really didn't need that, actually, to be honest. If because it's really all the exact same, I might maybe want to have him, let's go shoot more often. All right, so it's a little bit different. Danny Welbeck is a poacher. I haven't really played with this, but I think he's probably going to end up being a center forward. If I had to if I was really going to kind of be honest, I feel like that's probably more of his kind of style. I just did it for for one of my guys on the under 21s, Stephen Mavididi. He is a target man, so I've got the standard position as a poacher, and since my under 21s are using the same tactics, I want to make sure that he is played specifically as a target man when they're using those tactics. And again, same thing with Giroud. So again, we go to the side. The standard position is an inside forward and attack. If if Oxlade-Chamberlain's on the left, he'll be a support winger. That's pretty much his role. And again, of course, Sanchez, as I said, he is there. If Wolcott ends up playing on the left, or Campbell comes in, or any of those other guys, they will play as inside forwards. Here we've got the standard as an attacking midfielder, just leaving it normal. I'm going to be playing Mesut Ozil as a shadow striker, as well as I've added in these two, but I haven't actually gone through it yet. So I think Serge Gnabry, again, is a good little shadow striker to have one of those guys in the box. So we'll eventually get to that. Again, same thing over here, blah, 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 and that kind of stuff. So I've gone ahead and I've added quite a few of the guys, including some, again, the under 21s. I want to make sure that he's playing as a ball-winning midfielder. But again, the standard is just a central midfielder and a central midfielder, I believe, here, but I've added in everybody. For the wings, again, I've just kind of gone ahead and added, like specifically Hector Bellerin. He is someone that can get forward further and run wide with the ball. He just has that ability to, based on his stats, like in his pace. So he's always able to get back, including again, good stamina. So I'm telling him to go further with it. Whereas, like say with Nacho, I'm telling him to go further with it, but not run with the ball. So, Nacho, I want to get him up the field, but I don't want to have him running with it. I want him to pass it more to Alexis Sanchez, whereas, Bellerin will overlap more so. With these guys, I haven't done anything. It's just normal. And with the goalkeeper, no instructions there. If we switch to our 4-4-1, again, we're going to have same kind of thing, but I'm really not even going to worry about the 4-4-1. This is really a defensive strategy. If I have to, I'll show you the actual tactic in a second. And then for the attacking 4-4-1, I've kind of left it again, but just made sure I've added in really just the main people I want to have. Make sure that's changed, right? So I just set the basic to what I want it to be, and then whoever's going to be different, it sets differently. So again, not too much. Let's go back to tactics though. Let me show you again how I'm going to be running this. So I've got an attacking mentality with a fluid shape for my main formation. We've got 13 different instructions on, so we're going to be playing with a higher tempo. We are going to be playing with a very wide, or as wide as we possibly can, width. We do want to have a slightly higher defensive line that allows us to have the center backs push up with an offside trap, so hopefully we can trap some people there. We are going to close down more, just it's a pressing kind of system with preventing the goalkeeper from distribution, so that's another little thing that just kind of keeps the people pressing. Not going to worry about tackling. That's just something that will happen with their individual instructions that you saw. We are going to exploit the flanks and hopefully play out of defense from the back. Again, if you think of it, this is all Arsenal's way of play, maybe without the closing down. I mean, they try to do that every so often, but it's not too much. But we're going to go with mixed passing. I believe when I was reading this, I want them to have the ability to both, play the long ball, not specifically only shorter. And that's something that I really want to kind of make sure that I still want long balls to happen, but not very often, right? So I'm going to go with mixed, and we're obviously going to play with retained possession, try to keep, over 50% in every game we play. We are going to be more expressive, and we're going to leave all this stuff besides I changed this to whipped-in crosses. Whipped-in crosses just allows the ball to have a little bit more speed on it when it's coming in, and I think that's really important. When I'm playing the game, a couple things will happen. What I'll end up doing is if we're not playing right or we need to do some movements, you'll end up seeing this as we start to get going. But what we'll probably end up doing is doing something like run at defense, or we might change this to hit in early crosses, or even work the ball into the box. Work the ball into the box is probably something that I will play with at a certain point when we're playing a team that's a little bit more defensive. We don't necessarily want to be just constantly hitting in crosses, especially if Walcott's playing up front. So we might want to work the ball into the box, and again, and do that kind of annoying Arsenal tactic, so to speak, of constantly playing with the ball from the outsides, probing here and there, and hopefully getting the ball into the feet of people that can make something happen. For the defensive, we've gone with structured team shape with a counter-attacking mentality. I think it's just a good way to kind of make sure you can pounce on it. So we're not going to press as higher up, so we're playing that. We're playing with a more narrow, and really, in all honesty, a balanced. We're going to get stuck in with the tackles. We are closing down much, much more this time, and we are playing a very short passing game, still playing out of defense, and looking to have the overlaps, the fullbacks that are coming down the wings, and of course, sticking to positions. Again, this is a defensive kind of tactic, so to speak. And then we have, again, an attacking 4-4-1, so same kind of thing, attacking with a flexible, slightly different instructions. It's very similar to the 4-2-3-1, but it is slightly different in the sense that we're going to have them run at the defense, only because we've got the four midfielders. So it does give us an ability to kind of do that. Again, same thing with the crosses, hit the early crosses, and just everything except exploiting the flanks, really, and everything else is really the exact same as the first one. So I'm not going to go over that. So now that we've done that, all right. I think we're pretty much ready to finish the first video. So in video 2, what we're going to start to do is off screen, I'm going to start to put together a scouting list of people that I want to have on the team. Obviously, we know that that Wilshire is going to be out for 6 to 7 months. So that's almost the whole season. That's going into February at this point. And Danny Welbeck is going to be out to 7 to 8 months. So ultimately what we need to do is we need to find some replacements. We need to find some extra players in to allow us to have that little bit of extra quality in there and make sure that we can obviously compete for the trophies that we're going to go after. We haven't even technically done what we want to win, but just so you know, I'm not expecting us first season to win the Champions League. That's just kind of, that's a little bit, that'd be me cheating, so to speak, and I don't want to do that. So I think by getting to the semifinals of the Champions League, I think that will be a good one. We do want to try to win the FA Cup. That's obviously very important to the normal Arsenal team. Make that 3 years in a row. How awesome would that be? We want to finish first in the league. I mean, that's obviously the most important priority. So I think we need to add a little bit more quality in the midfield to allow us to combat for the title of the Premier League. So let's do that. In the comments section again, who should I be looking for? Who should I be adding? Who do you think would be a good fit to add into this midfield section? And this is just all messed up. Why is that? I'm going to have to change this. I apologize. It's all kind of messed up. But who should I be adding into this midfield to give me a more solid roundness, really replacing Coquelin? Again, I'm looking at Adrian Rabiot. Who do you guys think? Leave the section in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.